Hey, Fantasy Goats, how are you? Welcome to the off-season divisional previews series. That's right, I'm your shepherd. That's the Rhino. That is the war chief. Is Joe happy? He's probably happy, but I'm very happy and I'm very excited.
I
Yeah,
know
we're
all
gonna
I'm happy though, and we'll discuss that.
we're going to I'm happy because we're talking football. That's first and foremost. Being happy to be with you. That's second. Third, and there's other stuff to be happy about. Of course, I get to see my godchildren and whatnot over the weekend. All right, but let's skip all the nicey niceys and let's get into what we're really here to talk about. And that's football.
Football.
Yeah, this is the off season, but there is no off season. Coach, we are going to break down each team by division. Tonight we will do the AFC North. So, guys, goats, let us know in the comment section what you would do to fix your team, whether it be the Ravens, whether it be the Steelers, or guess what? If we're not covering your team tonight, there'll be seven more of these podcasts. Don't forget to like and subscribe for all of our football, fantasy, and football content. All right, well, War Chief, always ready for war in his fatigues. Um,
Oh, you realize.
Always ready to battle. For those of you that might be just listening, yes, the war chief is in his fatigues.
He's out
God,
there battling the cold.
Absolutely. I'm losing. We're getting dominated right now.
we're all losing.
I mean,
You may not be. The Rhino's not losing. Maybe a
no,
Yeah,
little
you're not
bit.
losing. No, we're down
Maybe
there
a,
waving white flags. With the
maybe
white
maybe
flags have been risen.
we're the rest of us are losing for sure. But that's all right. Look, it's winter time. The real losers, they're not even playing right now. They're the winners. Yes, we do have the Super Bowl coming up. That'll be a separate show, Goats, separate show. I figure we start with this AFC North because it's compelling. Oh my gosh. The Ravens, the Steelers, the Bengals, and of course the Browns. Three out of four of these teams have new head coaches. Let's just
yeah.
start. Let's. I want to get to the ones with new head coaches. Although this is in no particular order on the spot track, which we are going to be using, happens to be in a particular order, and that's alphabetical. So we are going to start with the Baltimore Ravens. Rhino, they they got the 16th most cap space. That's pretty
Yeah.
healthy.
Hmm.
It's not terrible. 23 million. We all know the story here with the Ravens. They just hired a new head coach. They have to figure out how much more they want to extend Lamar Jackson. I mean that's going to be a huge talking point. But I figured let's get into like their free agents, right? Because this team to me, just like glancing at it, this is still a stacked team.
Very stacked. They're just missing a few pieces here and there.
This is still a very talented team. Now, with a new head coach, new young blood, defensive focused,
Hmm.
right? I mean, like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Let's get to their free agents.
Did
Um,
they, did they
the one the
get an OC yet? Did they get an OC yet?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Okay.
that'll be that'll be key as well. You
Hmm.
know, whether they bring back Greg Roman,
No.
names that are floating around. We're not going to go through the entire list. Not that every team has a boatload, unless you're the New York Jets, but they happen to have a lot of free agents here. How about are we bringing back? Are the Ravens going to bring back Kyle Linderman or Kyle Van
Yes.
Noy?
Now,
Yes.
Kyle Van Noy, I say no because it age, but Lindemann, they would have to. He's
Yeah,
one of the
no.
top centers.
Tyler Lindenbaum is someone they should prioritize.
Yeah,
But
big time.
I also see the fan base kind of split on it too. They don't want to pay like 20 to 25, but if he comes back on the right price, they'll gladly bring him back with open arms. So it's kind of like a mixed bag. Like he is one of the best centers in the league, but also kind of feels like Baltimore as a whole isn't as happy.
He's
with
one
him
of the
as
best
like
old linemen on that
outsiders are.
team too. So
No, he absolutely is.
and there's not many offensive tackle or centers or inside offensive linemen on the free agency market this year from what I looked at earlier today. So they'd be defeating the purpose if they didn't bring him back.
They would probably, I would think, for the right deal, the right arrangement, I would think you would want to bring back the guy that's been more or less like a steady piece. Kyle Van Noy's been a steady piece, but he's been a steady piece for his.
But he's also on the older side. They can replenish that spot in the draft.
He's been a steady piece for his career, and it's been a good career. Aloy Gilman is an interesting one at safety. We all know how much they love their defense. How about, I don't know, Owuzie, the cornerback. I mean, these guys.
They'll probably move on.
Yeah, they move on. They'll keep Gilman, but they'll.
Wuzie's he's not making anything. I mean, that would be.
He was a cheap signing. Like I said, they'll be moving on. I think the guys that are really like are going to be focused on are like the Isaiah Likely's, like the Draymond Joneses and the Linderbaum. Like those are the key guys that I think Baltimore's going to try to focus to retain.
I don't know about Likely though. I don't see that happening. Because
I agree. Like I don't know either.
Let's say like Saeed's right there. They could draft Saeed as Likely's replacement.
Oh, Sadiq. Yeah, Sadiq from yeah.
You know, and then there's Cade Otton, Njoku. They're out there as free agents.
Let's get to.
So they can replace Isaiah Likely for Njoku, and that's an upgrade.
They could replace Isaiah Likely with Njoku. That would be interesting if they were to lose. If they were to not sign Isaiah Likely, what happened to Mark Andrews? What about our guy?
He got extended, so he's there. He's
right. They may determine that, you know what, we don't need another offensive pass catching tight end. Maybe look, this is why we're going through each team. It's now a new operation. You know, they may do things a little bit differently. They want a brand new face, fresh blood, so on and so forth. The Ravens happen to be drafting in the middle of the pack as well. Rhino, why don't you tell us, or War Chief, where do you think they should target in the draft?
They should target corner.
What are they targeting in the draft?
They should actually target a wide receiver, one offensive lineman, and cornerback. And right there, I think in the middle of the pack, you probably get like
pick.
Yeah. So right after the Rams, so they could get, if Jordan Tyson, depending on how the order goes, I think the order's going to go Mekhi Lemon, then Jordan Tyson, then Golden Tate, or Tate are going to be the three top receivers to go.
So if I had to guess how the Baltimore Ravens are going to work, they're going to take the best player that falls to them. And that means really it could be any position. I do think it should be. I think they should prioritize cornerback. So, who would be the great for them?
McCoy.
I mean, pretty much, yeah. Jamal McCoy. The other one from there, Colton Hood from Tennessee. Both Tennessee has two really good corners.
Mansour.
Yeah, Mansour Delane. Any one of those guys, they'd be great in purple and black. Kyle Hamilton can't do everything, even though they think he can. Like, he can't cover everybody.
No, but they also need strength on the offensive line too.
Yeah,
offensive line was bottom half or mid.
I got another interesting one for you. Free agent on the restricted side of things, not unrestricted, in Keaton Mitchell. Now we know Henry's also. He's absolutely still under contract, and for all accounts still going to play. What do you do with Keaton Mitchell? Now, another team could sign this dude, and the Ravens will have the opportunity to match that.
Absolutely.
To retain Keaton Mitchell. Where do we see that? I mean,
I think because they drafted Ali. Is that the guy Ali 2 years ago?
Yeah, another running back. I mean, he was used a little bit last year, but I feel like Keaton Mitchell is someone that they would try to retain.
I don't know.
He was getting a good sized amount of carries to kind of spell Derrick Henry.
He was
But he's injury prone,
just like the rest of them.
right?
All right, I just wanted to make
Shep
sure.
don't like injury prone people. He thinks they're soft.
Some of them are. It's just the way. I didn't make them. All right, it's the Baltimore Ravens. Give me, very very early. Rhino War Chief. On January 29th, as we're in Super Bowl week. Give me just like your best outlook, best projection, best prediction for the Ravens. Rebound, like playoff bound, or do they just miss it, or do they really like make a crazy run like what we're witnessing with the Patriots or the Seahawks?
I think they'll be mid,
not making the playoffs.
barely making it in or not making it in. Like 10-7, 9-8. Depending, a lot of it depends on what the OC is going to look like too, and the system and how they draft. But if they don't show up the positions that they were weak on, they're going to stay the same, about 9-8, 10-7.
I'm not looking at them as the exact opposite. I think they're a big rebound candidate. I think Jesse Minter helps a lot of things. I know they need positions on defense, but with somebody like Jesse Minter, he takes a 4th-round picks and turns into a high priority starter. He takes UDFAs, turns them into high priority starters, and I think their first round pick will be defense too. I mean, he was on the Chargers. The Chargers had a top 5 defense last year. I think he brings that same type of mentality to Baltimore. And if he can just get like a decent OC. I mean, Lamar Jackson's still on the team. Like, we can't forget about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson and great defense wins games. I see them winning 12 games next year.
But will Jesse Mentor will he be able to coach and be a DC at the same time? Now we've seen in the past that they have troubles doing that. Brandon Staley was a great defensive coordinator, and they got the job at the Chargers as a head coach, and he failed miserably. I'm not saying Mentor is, but there's very few that can transition like that, like McDonald transition like
another
that.
Baltimore guy, Mike McDonald, he's in the Super Bowl.
He transitioned like that too. Yes.
That's why I thought Jesse Minter was a home run pick, because they like their guys. They brought one of their guys back, and he's going to bring that same type of Baltimore mentality. They've been lacking for a while.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence too. I see both sides. I can see this team going 12 wins, going to the conference finals again. I can see that based on what's already in place. And then I can also see this still finding their way out of it. That's just having to compete now with what appears to be more continuity coming from some of their competitors, and that would be the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to stand by that hard, bold prediction before these coaching hirings, but that's the next thing that we're going to get into. Goats. The Cincinnati Bengals, the Tigers, 50, the Bengalis. That's right, the Bengalis. We love the Bengalis with Joe Shiesty, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Chase Brown, and 54 million, 7th most money to spend. That doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me because of their owner and their general manager. Let's get to the guy that's not going to be on this team next season. That'll be Trey Hendrickson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Huge free agent there. Who else? I mean, I would literally, honestly, like the real simple answer to the Cincinnati Bengals for me, but it's not so simple. But to me, like, you don't do anything on offense at all this offseason. Not a damn thing done on offense.
I think they need to show up their offense linemen a little bit, but yeah, they need to go hard.
All right, let me ask you. I'm glad that you brought that up. Want to protect Joe Shiesty from not only from
I think this is the first question that needs to be answered. I think this determines this offseason.
Joe Shiesty.
Is he happy? Does he want to be there? I know they just paid him and everything, but if he's not happy, there's no reason to spend all $50 million of that cap space because he may not be here the year after this year.
Yeah, he might be in the blue and gold.
So if he's bought in, then absolutely go spend the defense. But if not, you got to plan for a rebuild in a year.
I know this is kind of more like newsy than it is, commentary and trying to map this out for these teams. But I can't conceive. I can't conceive what type of deal and package you would have to take, and what would be entailed. And I know that of course there's the scenario out there with the Vikings, but still, I don't know. I just don't see how that's even a sure shot. I really don't see how that's a sure shot for either team. Okay, if the Bengals getting JJ McCarthy, I would want to throw up. And the Vikings and Joe Burrow going to the Vikings. Okay, so they have a fantastic defense in place. They have a fantastic wide receiver. I don't think that's a lock either.
If Joe Shiesty, if he did leave, that has started a domino effect with Jamar Chase and then T. Higgins. So I think they're going to do whatever they can to fix that problem to make him happy.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. I think this is a year away. But I still think it even predicates this offseason because they have more money to spend. They have a couple guys they need to retain. Like I would try to retain Cam Taylor-Britt, maybe even Geno Stone, just because they're guys that's been around. But then if they want to spend money elsewhere on defense, absolutely do it because you need it. But if he's not bought in, then we got to let these guys walk, and we got to figure out how we're going to kind of redo this in the future.
Do you guys think they need a wide receiver 3?
No.
Good? You think they're good with wide receiver 3?
I don't think they need to touch the offense one bit.
Not the skill position players. No, I don't really think you need that Tyler Boyd or Yoshua. I mean, you have Yoshua. You have a wide receiver 3.
Exactly.
You have Yoshua. You drafted who's now under dead cap. I'm pretty sure he was released. Burton. You've got that other dude that wound up playing a few games this season. Never mind. I'll have to really dig down.
They dropped I think they dropped Burton, didn't they?
Yes. Well, he's dead capped. He's dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Geno Stone, I suppose. What are you going to do with backup quarterback? If you're going to, I think they're working under the assumption right now. We're going to work under the presumption that Joe Shiesty is under center. You're going to need a backup for him. Joe Flacco, Jake Browning. I mean, I would address that. Cam Taylor-Britt, I like. Other than that, after that, Rhino, would you go to? Let's go back to that offensive line for a moment. Whether it's Joe Shiesty or not, would you look to draft and develop the offensive linemen at where they're picking, which again is a little bit better than the Ravens, but
if there's ones in the free agency market, I'd hit that first, and then whatever you can't do free agency wise, then go for it in the draft.
Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the positions. Where do we want to go? Tackle?
No, I need tackle.
Guard?
Guard, center.
Guard, center.
Yeah, I mean, if Connor McGovern's, David Edwards,
how about
Zion Johnson,
Rasheed Walker.
Yeah.
Well, he said he's being listed as left tackle.
Yeah, well, he is a left tackle.
Is he a left or is he a swing tackle?
Yeah, he can play either way.
Yeah.
You've got
depth,
Connor McGovern from Buffalo. Yep. Jonah Williams from Arizona is being listed as a right tackle. So yeah, there's options here.
Yeah, there's options.
There's some free agent options. Isaac
Joe Batonio out there. Joe Batonio.
Isaac Samola. Look, I like that. I like that. Look, he's 32. You can bring him in for a year or two, even if it's depth. Even if it's
do
depth.
something like that, then draft somebody in the 5th or 6th round. Take a stab to see if they develop them.
Connor, Tyler. Well, here's Tyler Linderbaum.
Yeah, they're not paying for him.
No.
Well, that's another problem. But you know what?
Yeah,
we're not here to fix that. We're not here to fix
we're
that.
not.
All right, and we drafted. Are we gonna draft a dog, or are we gonna draft
we are
a
drafting
lineman?
at number 9. We're number 9. We're getting the best defender we can get.
We're gonna get a dog, right?
We're getting Caleb Downs. We're getting
David
Bailey.
Sunny Styles.
We're getting Ruben Bain.
Yep.
We're getting any
Styles.
Sunny Styles. Sunny Styles. Yeah, I mean any top-notch defender that can help the Bengals, they need to draft.
Yeah.
And like I said, at the spot they're in, they have the potential to get a pretty dog, like pretty big dog, like big dog. They could get paid. They could like right there.
Let's not forget one other thing before we move on to the Steelers or the Browns. You still got a I believe he's a defensive end, Shamar Stewart.
Yeah.
No, let's move on. Let's move on from that.
I mean, he spent half of last season preseason arguing over a contract language, and then he got hurt. I mean, like this dude was drafted high last year. War Chief, is he no? He's not it. Rhino, you're a Stewart guy, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a Stewart guy.
Yes.
Jamar Chase had more tackles than him this year.
Jamar Chase has no business making any tackles. I'm pretty sure he's not paid to tackle either. Like Deion Sanders, I'm not paid to do that. Jerry Rice told a funny story. And he said Deion Sanders said he's not paid to tackle. All right, yeah,
he acted like it too.
Let's move on to Deion's son's team. Holy smokes. Well, they just hired.
God, this team.
They just hired their head coach, and not without controversy either. But nevertheless.
Yep. Jim Schwartz said, bye-bye. I'm done.
The Cleveland Browns way are bringing in Todd Monk as their new head coach. And
in 2019, he was the OC, and they were ranked 22nd.
Not only are they bringing in Todd Monk, they're bringing in for him to fix up a cap that is negative 18 million. So they're in pretty bad shape.
They are.
Loaded with draft picks though too. They have 2 first. They got a lot of draft capital. Do you think they might move Myles Garrett?
No.
I mean, it's going to be it's the same merry-go-round with him. No, I mean, like he sees a vision. As long as they see the vision with him upstairs.
So the players that they're on the team right now, Jerry Jeudy.
Although,
what players do you think would have to be? What players do you think would be released to free up cap money? Because not really, unless they go to Garrett and say, "Can we restructure your contract after we hire?" That's what
they're going to do. They're going to restructure Deshaun. They're going to restructure Miles. They're going to restructure all these people to create cap space.
You could
that still doesn't mean they're not in a bad situation though.
You could probably restructure Denzel Ward, who's making a boatload. He accounts for 10%. Well, 11%.
But he's also a trade candidate too because of that. They might, if they decide, they can decide to trade some of these players to get more draft capital, just completely rebuild from there. Because they got to do something. I don't even know if they know how to rebuild.
All right. Well, let's take a look at who's not going to be on the roster next season for this team.
This is a tough conversation even for Cleveland. 3 or 4, you could say 3/5 or 4/5 of their offensive line are pending to be free agents.
Yeah,
and that offensive line wasn't good in the first place. So
Well, they were hurt most.
they
They
might
were
have to
hurt most
start
of the year
all
too
over
last
again.
year. So, before the year before they were good.
Yeah,
Shelby
a
Harris.
couple years ago they were good. The past 2 years haven't been great. Wyatt Teller's a free agent. Joe Batonio's a free agent. Ethan Pochie's a free agent. I think their tackles are still under contract, but everybody in the interior and one backup tackle, Cam Robinson, is a free agent as well.
They've got Joe Batonio. All right. Devin.
Forever Brown.
They've got Ethan Pochik. Yeah, look, I mean, they could do one or two things. Honestly, they could re-sign any one of these guys because it's going to be hard to just draft or sign a bunch of free agents, or you whatever you have on roster that you're already paying, you better give them an opportunity. And I mean, I know this is like we're talking about the Browns, not exactly known for developing like in the best sense, but at the same time, unless they're gonna have to do some real capology type stuff to be able to put them in a position to forget about drafting. Yeah, you're gonna need some veterans. You can't just bring in a bunch of rookie free agents on the offensive line.
They're
That's all.
got the unload to load back up.
Yeah, I mean, I think you need to bring at least one of those guys back. What did Quinshon Judkins average last year? 3.8 yards per carry.
Not good enough.
Yeah, that's not good
enough. But that was with third string, second string linemen too, because they lost their whole offensive lineman and then lost their backups too. So you can't really look at when the beginning of the season where he was at yards per carry, and see what happened after each lineman went out.
And that's what I'm saying. You got to bring some of those guys that are free agents right now back.
And then with the fact that, I mean, Sanders did decently at quarterback, but with bad quarterback play, he did decently. I didn't say he did. He did decently. Behind the offensive line, he did decently. If you get a good quarterback or decent quarterback, can throw the ball that opens the running lanes up for Junkins. And will Junkins come back healthy? How healthy will he be coming back?
Yeah, that's a good question.
He's not soft, by the way.
I just think the biggest priority, even aside from quarterback, running back, wide receiver, is they got to fix that offensive line first. And whatever skilled players they can get for cheap, they get for cheap, and they run it back because they're not winning. They're not winning the AFC North.
No.
You might go ahead, fix your offensive line like the Jets are right now. The Jets offensive line is fixed, by the way. We'll talk about that later, but get yourself a position to have a really good young offensive line and then move forward, whatever you got else.
The Jets are actually a little bit, in terms of fiscal, a little healthier than this team. Fiscally, I don't know about anything else, but fiscally, they're not shot like this. And we all know where most of it's being tied up anyway. All right, they've got a bunch of draft picks. We just said. I mean, like again, are they going to go with defense again? Like, I kind of feel like their defense is pretty damn good.
Yeah, it depends on who they lose. If they lose or if they make trades, then they go defense, but they should go offensive line.
Yeah,
and they need a freaking receiver too, a real wide receiver one. They can let Judy go, let Judy bounce.
I don't think I don't know if they're going to really address that, or I don't think that's not going to be their priority this season. I know they need it, yes, absolutely, but they may try to like work with Tillman. They may try.
Isaiah Bond.
I
would absolutely run that with Isaiah Bond, Cedric Tillman, and pick the best offensive tackle you can get with Spencer Fano, Caleb Lomu, Francis.
Do you think they retained Njoko?
No. They got the fan man.
The war chief ain't hearing that. He ain't hearing no Njoko warrior.
The fan man.
The fan man. All right. You guys are gonna. Oh man.
If they really want to fix the they really want to fix the organization, then they should sell it or get rid of the GM. That really fix the organization.
GM is running the show there. He's like he's in lockstep with that owner. I'm serious. It's a very eerie to like the Cincinnati Bengals situation.
Mm-hmm.
Only that's not very analytical. It's very, and it's part of a much larger. Like there's only 30. It can only be 31 times more, but it's part of a broader restructuring of organizations now in the NFL. It really is, and perhaps Berry and Haslam are a little bit ahead of that, but I don't want to give too much credit.
Usually, if you're bringing in a new coach, you're going to bring in a new GM too.
I don't. That's what I'm. Well, that's what I mean. It's counter to that now. Hasn't it seemed counter to that? Like the tandem pairs aren't really happening. Last and certainly not least, the Yinzers of the Steelers, Pittsburgh, folks, Pittsburgh. We all know what's going on here. Well, the head coach now is brought in, a Pittsburgh native, a former Super Bowl champion, and Mike McCarthy. They have to address their quarterback. We know that. They have. Well, let's get to it. They've got a good defense, but I mean, I'm not scared.
And Patrick Graham just signed a contract to be their defense coordinator too.
Okay.
That's a good signing right there.
That tells me. Oh, go ahead.
No. What I was gonna say is they also brought in another position coach who's got some cachet. But go ahead with the defense.
That tells me they like the defense that they have.
Oh yeah.
So
they do.
It sounds like the priority of this offseason is making the offense more explosive, just straight up.
All right, so here we could talk a little wide receiver action. Rhino, this team is going to need what I would consider to be not another DK Metcalf, because he's not an alpha.
I think they release him or trade him. I don't see him meshing. with the puppy at all.
They gotta make that work.
This guy's he's free. DK Metcalf is a free agent in 2030.
Yeah, he's signed. He's locked up for a little while.
That is absurd, by the way. And he's 29. But he's not your alpha wide receiver. I'm sorry. He's not. He's kind of like a one or two trick pony at this time.
Didn't he lose all his guaranteed money with that incident with a fan?
Possibly, yes. Possibly, yeah. I mean, I don't want to. Let's not get into that part. All right. I mean, like, yes, I know we're talking numbers, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe if he lost his way, he should donate that. Yeah, whatever. Jalen Ramsey's 32 years old. He's 17 mil. They could say goodbye to that. How about now that Arthur Smith is gone from the sport?
I think the only one they'll probably keep is Freiermuth and Jonnu.
Well, no, Jonnu's gone. Darnell is staying.
Okay, Darnell and Freiermuth.
And Pat Freiermuth is 29 and he's 28. He's not making a lot of money either.
No.
He's making peanuts.
That'd be the Jake Ferguson of the offense.
All right. How about here the key free agents?
Are they? I would wonder if they would want to keep Kenneth Gainwell.
I would think so. I would think maybe keep Gainwell and maybe let Warren go.
Because I mean, I know he didn't play a whole lot, but I mean, Caleb Johnson is very talented. I mean, I know he messed up, but give him an off season. I still think he can be a really good player. He's like, there's hope. There is hope.
You made a shepherd smile, man.
If you were able to see like my ears through, like like my ears, like the earlobe is just like
a tear guy.
Oh, what big eyes you got there,
It's a
Shepard.
it's a good it brings up an excellent valid point. What are you gonna do with this dude that you drafted in the third round? Again, we're talking about the salary cap. We're talking about having the best possible roster. We're talking about now bringing in an established offensive head coach. Okay, we already know your defense is okay. Where do we really need to? Where do we need to put our focus now? Jalen Warren, they recently just not only did they give him that tender, but then I think they gave him an extension on top of it. So he is on the team. It's Gainwell who they would have to re-sign. I think Kenny Gainwell is out. To be honest, I think Kenny.
That'd be a tough loss for them
I
because
think
McCarthy likes the pass catching running backs.
that's Rodgers does. We're assuming it's Rodgers.
No, I'm actually Sydney as well, Howard.
Oh, well then who can? Man, Kenny Gainwell was a great.
He was
Well, all right.
He was your second receiver.
Right. So if we're going to address receiver, right? Like I don't know if like Kenny Gainwell is really necessary at that point, because then Jalen Warren. And again, no jokes aside, Jalen Warren was always supposed to be that complimentary pass catching running back, and he's capable of doing it. So I don't think I would allocate my money to Kenny G. We have Warren, we have Caleb. You could always take another day 3 running back if you like. I would go after the wide receiver. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is not it. Bye.
And Rome Wilson could be serviceable too. We don't know because of Arthur Smith.
I would like to think he would, but I just don't think it's happening at this point.
Oh yeah. You know what? Roman Wilson, I don't believe he's still on the contract.
There's only a second.
All right, so he'll still have an opportunity to perhaps develop more, impress, whatever you want to say. It's Calvin Austin is probably gone. And all the Ben Skoroneks of the world and the Adam Thielen, you've done well.
But see, Ben Skoronek, he's important special teams wise.
Okay.
They're bringing him back to LA. My gosh.
Fine. If he's valuable for special teams, and we see how important special teams is right now. We see it. Yes. Fine. All right. Let's get to the running. Let's get to the free agents real quickly. By the way, the Steelers are picking. They're picking where? They're not in the first round, are they?
17.
Yeah, they are picking.
Oh yeah, they are in the first round.
Yeah, pick 17, 18, 19, 20,
21.
It's about where they pick every year.
Where
22.
Are they drafting a wide receiver? Are they drafting Cornell Tate to stick around?
Gone by then. It might be Boston
to stick around the area.
Yeah, Boston might be there.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, and because it feels like the most Steeler thing to do. They could take a swing at Ty Simpson at 21.
There you go too.
I wouldn't be surprised by that, but I also wouldn't be surprised by Zachariah Branch, like you said, Denzel Boston, that second tier wide receiver that's out there.
There's one that's killing it in the senior. Hurts is killing it right now in the Senior Bowl.
Free agency.
His stock is coming up, going up too.
Yeah, he'll be there a little later for them though. They'll take 2 cracks at wide receiver. One should be in the first round, but like I said, I can see Ty Simpson in the first round too. Then they'll probably address it later down the line.
Does Mike McCarthy and his new staff look to bring in Alec Pierce?
Oof.
I would love that dude, man. I love that dude.
I love him too. I like him. I don't love him. I like him, but I don't know if I like him there.
ILVE.
We need to the Mike McCarthy archetype wide receivers. We know who they are. We need a CD Lamb-ish. We need a Devontae Adams-ish. We need that kind.
Whatever receiver they draft and he plays a slot, that's who you're going to target in fantasy football too, because the slot receivers eat in his freaking system.
Could we see Wandale in Pittsburgh?
Wandale is a free agent. Yes, absolutely. We absolutely could. And we know those teams, they do work with one another. They didn't necessarily work together this time, but
and the funny thing is, these are just the free agents that we know of. Now there's going to be teams like just because I know the Rams who have 20 people pending free agents.
And we're gonna
do that well, and Tyler Higbee and Rob Hammerstein.
Guys that are gonna be released once that the league year hits. Absolutely, of course there'll be more names added to it. And guess what, Coach? We're gonna be here for it. All right. Well, that was a good session. The AFC North preview. How we would change, what we would change, where, how much. Drop your comments again, Goats. Let us know who you would want, where you would want, the players, draft picks, free agents, so on and so forth. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. We will be back with another episode. Just look out. That's it for this evening. I am your shepherd.
Be a difference, make a difference. Stay blessed.
That is the War Chief. Joe is happy, by the way. He's very happy.
Is he clapping his hands?